What's up guys, and welcome. So basically today we're going to be doing a little experiment. I've got apple juice from Tesco's, I've got apple juice from Sainsbury's, one from Asda, Morrison's, Aldi and Lidl. And what I'm going to be doing is making a cider from each and every single one. So you just got to make sure one thing really, well, a few things. Basically the apple juice has just got to be pure apple juice, not from concentrate. It's better, you can make it from concentrate, but it's obviously going to be a weaker solution, weaker alcohol. So like this one here, ingredients: apple juice, antioxidant which is absorbic acid. Absorbic acid's fine, that's just a kind of preservative. So just make sure it hasn't got things like sodium benzoate or potassium sorbate. Those sort of things will prevent fermentation. The yeast don't like it, it's not going to work. To start with, we just need juice from an apple. Apple juice, that is it. Cider can be quite complex. Most cider places, they do it from a few varieties of apples. There are a few like single blend apples, but mostly are like 2, 3, 4, 5 blend apples, different apples mixed together. There's sweet apples, there's like cider apples, you've got bittersweet, bitter sharp, so on and so on. Let's just stick with the simple ones. We've got apple juice. I don't even know what apples these are, to be fair. And now I'm looking at it, some of the juice colour looks exactly the same, but I guess we'll see. That's why we're doing this experiment. See what happens. They all got red. Yeah, they all look like red apple. Oh, there's a green one. There we go. Keep an eye on that one. Right, so a few things you'll need to start this is a demijohn. This is a 1 gallon one, 4.5 litres. You've got the airlock as well with bung. Got some sanitizer, very important, must be sanitised. This one's called Chemsan, got it off Amazon, it's fairly cheap. It's actually lasted quite a while, to be fair. Some yeast, I'm using EC1118. This is I believe a champagne yeast. I use it in my ciders because it is quite rapid. It starts off quite vigorous, it gets it going. Yeah, that's my go-to yeast for ciders. It gives it a nice taste as well at the end, kind of goes well with the fruitiness. And then some black tea. I've got 3 tea bags in here in a, 1 pint. So this is just for tannins. Again, I suppose it could be semi-optional. I would recommend it. It gives it a nice mouthfeel. You don't get any flavour of the taste. Flavour of the tea. There's 3 tea bags in at the moment. This is because I'll be doing a 3 demijohns out of this. If you're doing one, just use a cup of tea. It doesn't really matter. Like I say, you're not getting the flavour from it. You're just getting the tannins themselves. Now, a few optionals I would recommend, but they're not compulsory. You don't really have to use them. Is hydrometer. Simple as that. I'll explain what that does as and when we get to it. I've also got some yeast nutrient, has to kind of just give a nice little healthy start for the yeast. And then some pectolase. This basically just gives it a nice flavour towards the end. It kind of enhances the flavour of the apple juice into a cider. But also, main reason I use it, it gets rid of the haze. So some ciders will come out and they'll be thick and cloudy, and it's like, it's not got that nice kind of visual effect on it. But again, that's optional. Some people like cloudy cider, some people don't. I personally just prefer a nice clear cider. It looks good. You can hold it up to the window and light and you can see straight through it. It's beautiful. So yeah, that kind of clears it up. What does it sound in? Yeah, prevents pectin hazes and maximise yield of juice flavour. So basically what I just said. And apple juice, obviously. I assumed you would have guessed that. We've got the apple juice. So most important thing is to sterilise everything that the apple juice is going to come in contact to, basically. Apple juice, cider, anything that you touch as well. You could touch something and then touch the apple juice or the demijohn, and that's how these sort of things spread. So just make sure you sanitise everything. So everything you see here is already been sanitised. I've done that off camera. The demijohn most importantly. And then if I grab the funnel's been sanitised as well. Be right back. Right, So I've got my apple juice. Give it a good shake to start with, because sometimes you've got loads of sediment at the bottom of these ones. Not so much the Tesco one, but I noticed in the Aldi and the Lidl one there was loads of sediment at the bottom. So just give them a shake, make sure it's all mixed together. Open her up. Nice. Oh my god, this has got some gas in it already. Oh, it smells nice. I love the smell of apple juice. Look at that. Boop, boop, boop. Right. I'm going to pour it in around the side so it doesn't splash up. That's one down. Shakety shake shake. Got to shake. Also remember how much you're putting in. So for instance, I've got a 4.5 litre demijohn here. I know that I've got 5 litres in front of me. And I'm the stupid kind of person that would put 5 litres in and then think, So just remember. It's not like you can remind me either. That would be good, wouldn't it? So 3 down, 1.5 to go. Right, I'm going to stop it at 4 litres because I want to put some stuff in there. And basically a little tip, when you put stuff like yeast nutrient or what am I trying to say, pectolase, if it gets stuck to it, you can obviously wash it down with the apple juice at the end. Right, so now let's get rid of that. Move you out of the way. I'm going to try something. I've not done this before, so it might go horribly wrong, but we're going to give it a go. But I'm going to put a bit of, actually, be right back, I'm going to clean this spoon. Right, oh my god, I've got a clean spoon, albeit not that dry at the moment. Mind you, they're my hands as well. Yeah, so as I was saying, I'm going to, I've just trod on the cat's toy and it's making that buzzing sound. That's nothing else. Okay, just the cat's toy. Right, move you out of the way. I'm going to get some of this yeast nutrient. What does it say? 1 double teaspoon per gallon. That's alright then. Like I said, I'm going to try and get, I'm going to try and use this tea for 3 gallons, so I'm going to put 3 teaspoons in here. And give it a nice move around. In fact, I'm going to take the tea bags out now. Right, tea bags out. This is lukewarm to be fair, whoever he is. The yeast nutrients in there, it's actually dissolved already to be fair. So that's good, that's all nutriented up, if that's a word, nutriented up. So good nutrients in it basically. Another thing I've done off camera was just mix my yeast into a teeny little bit of water. I don't use tap water, I've just used bottled water because that's a whole other story, that basically. So I've got yeast nutrient in there and I'm going to put about 1/3 of this in. So I'm just going to eyeball it. That'll do. We put that in there. You see a little bit stuck to it. Now I'm going to put my pectolase. Again, it's going to be a teaspoon. This isn't going in the tea. This is going directly into the demijohn. Level teaspoon. Boop. So that's all stuck to the side. But wait. Move you out of the way. That can go on there. Now I can Don't forget to shake it. Don't do a me. You don't want to fill it up right to the top. My suggestion would be up until what they call a shoulder, where the shoulders are, which is this bit, just as it starts turning. Reason being, once we add yeast to it, it's going to get active in there. Like, we're going to see bubbles coming up, not instantly, but after a few hours, 5-6 hours, you'll see bubbles coming up, and then it can do this frothing thing, froth up here, and then go through your airlock and start bubbling up if you have it too high. Hopefully this should leave it perfectly, so it doesn't rise. I think I might leave it as that, actually. That seems alright. Good apple juice. Now we're going to take a little reading. So what this does, I'm going to try and explain it without getting it wrong. Basically, this hydrometer, it takes a reading of the sugar levels in it before, right? So put it in there, it'll give me a reading. I'll tell you the reading in a bit. Once we have done, and the cider or apple juice has fermented into cider, we will take a reading, and then I'll take a reading another week after that, just to make sure that it's stable and it's not moving. But basically, this reading I'll take today, and the reading I'll take at the end, do a little calculation, which I'll show you later on. I've got an app actually, it makes it a lot easier. Yeah, do a little reading, and then that will basically give me my alcohol content. So it's basically sugar before, sugar after, because yeast eats sugar, turns it into alcohol, carbon dioxide and a few other things. But mainly alcohol and carbon dioxide. Yeast goes in, eats all the sugar in there, produces carbon dioxide, turns it into ethanol, which is alcohol, makes it into cider, essentially. So before I take a reading, I'm just going to shake it up. I've got a bung here that I've sanitised. I'm just going to put it in, put my thumb over it and give it a good shake. The reason I'm doing this is just want to make sure it is all mixed in. Also, I've added apple juice, yeast nutrient, tea, pectolase. So just want to make sure it's all, you know, I'm getting an accurate reading and everything is mixed in. That'll do for now. Right. So I've got a little, this is a basic turkey baster, but to be fair, you can use any means of just getting a bit of liquid in there. Any more? So early stages of this, it doesn't matter if you introduce oxygen into the brew. In fact, it will help fermentation. There's a lot of like problems associated with oxygen in the brew, because if you think about that, what we're doing is putting a airlock on this once it's all ready to go, ready to ferment, making oxygen not go in. But when the yeast is working, it's going to produce carbon dioxide, which is going to push the bubbles out. That's when you don't want oxygen getting in. When you've got the yeast in there and you're fermenting. Here we go, we've risen up. But early stages right now, it doesn't matter. It's gonna help the yeast get going. Basically, it's gonna wake them up. Yeast are funny things. I always like to see it as they're opposite to humans. Let me explain. So basically, when humans are cold, we shiver and we try to get warm, and when we're hot, we don't want to do much. It's like the complete opposite for yeast. When they're cold, they'll go dormant, they won't want to move, so they'll stay still and won't work. When they get a bit warm, not too warm, when they get a bit warm, like they'll start working and they'll start moving and actually producing the alcohol that we want. But too warm, and you'll kill the yeast. The temperature is going to be here actually. Can't remember off the top of my head. Right. So now I'm going to bring this into the camera, because hopefully you can see it well. I'm going to duck over here. But basically where the level of the water is, keep saying water, where the level of the apple juice is, you wanna make sure it's floating for starters, which it is, and then you'll take a read from this bit here. You'll make sure it stays still. 1.048, I'll make that. 1.048. So make sure you write that number down. You're not going to remember it, so make sure you write it down. I'm going to do that now. Right, I've written it down. I'll put it all on the phone. I will put a little, what's the word? Bit of masking tape on there, and then I'll write some details on it, shall we say. So what it is, the gravity reading, what time I started it, that's important as well. But now we've got the reading, you can simply pour that back in. It's all been sterilised, so you ain't got to worry about introducing anything in there. In she goes. And then I'm going to grab my funnel again and grab, this is the yeast, which I've put in a little bit of water. I've used, so basically this is the packet I use, EC1118. It says this is enough to basically ferment 5 gallons, this one packet. So I've got 2 with me. I'm going to do 6 gallons today, not of this one, but all different apple juices. So I've kind of worked out that I'm going to do a third per gallon, third of the packet per gallon. And that's what I've done. I put a third in here, and now I'm going to tip it in. Make sure it all goes down. Take that out. Now I'm going to put the bung on top. Push it down. So basically what I've got in here is sanitizer fluid. So the bucket I use and sanitize everything in has got sanitizer fluid in it. I just dip this under, grab it, put it in there. Some of them have like max level on it. This one actually hasn't. Must be the other ones I've got. But you want it roughly the first little bubble there. That's fine. As you can see, it's already been pushed out. I'm going to shake it a little bit now, just to get the yeast moving around. So now the airlock's on. I've got everything I need to get in there. Now we just wait. So this I'm going to put in a cupboard. It's going to be dark. You don't want it direct sunlight. Put it in dark. There we go. I've got bubbles already. That could be because I've shaken it up to be fair. But anyway, I'm going to put a little label on it. Just the original gravity reading, what one it is. So this is the Tesco's one. And then I'll put it in the cupboard and leave it for about 2 weeks. And I'll come back and see you in 2 weeks. But for now, we'll get the other ones done. So this is one I'm actually really looking forward to, because if you see the amount of sediment in that, I don't know if you can see it on camera, all gathered at the bottom, that's good. That's exactly what we need. So again, just make sure you shake it up. Right, there you have it. 6 different supermarket apple juices ready to go into cider. You can already see that some of them are already frothing up, some of the ones I've done earlier. You might even see a few bubbles. Did that just go? Don't know. But yeah. Oh, there we go. At the same time, boom. Tesco and Asda going at the same time. I'll put these away in a dark cupboard somewhere for about 2 weeks, and then I'll probably upload a little video of the airlocks going, hopefully, and then I'll see you in 2 weeks.